It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. Thank you so much for rejoining the conversation. This one is probably going to trigger a lot of people, and justifiably so. Since last week, Johannesburg has been grappling with a water crisis. Let's not mince our words. Following a power outage at the Eikenhof pump station, a couple of threads coming together here with very negative results. Residents in Ward 99, now represented by Councillor Nicole van Dijk, have faced significant challenges with water scarcity, and the impact of this power outage has been pretty far-reaching, with a primary school even having to close its doors due to water unavailability. Oversimplifying quite a complex situation. So we're going to connect with Councillor Nicole van Dijk right now for an update. Nicole, thank you so much for joining us. I'm sure pulling your hair out right now, and we can act light about this, we can joke about it, but this is starting to have an effect on the baseline of human existence here. So maybe the best place to start is with an update. What is the situation right now?
Well, I was really hoping to be talking a little bit more positively this morning, but in fact, the situation's actually got worse. Eikenhof had a fourth power failure this morning. Power has been restored, but every time these power failures occur anywhere along the Rand water line, it affects any water supply. So we've woken up this morning that Hurst Hill Reservoir is now also dry. That's in Crosby, the Hurst Hill area, which affects a whole lot of suburbs. We've still got Linden Reservoir 1 and 2 down, and there are a multitude of reservoirs going down in the south, we believe, as well. So there was a plan that was sent to residents last night at about 10 o'clock that they said they're going to be pumping an additional amount of water into the various systems, and we should start seeing recovery now, and it's not happening. We aren't seeing that recovery at all.
You know, the term flogging a dead horse comes to mind so often when trying to address problems like this. There is a route that you know you need to follow officially, and then there is a route towards action. What are you seeing as right now the choices available to residents in these areas to mitigate these circumstances, if any? Open a window.
There aren't really any. I mean, we're on day 11 now. Day 11 of no water in much of the city. All these residents can do is rely on Joburg water tankers, of which there are very few. If the outages extend again, then we have to share those 25 tankers across the whole city. Right now it's been okay for Randburg because much of the city was restored, and Randburg could utilize those tankers, but now it looks with it spreading, those tankers are going to be spread across the city again. Your other option is, and this is where South Africa is always wonderful, there are a lot of residents with drinking borehole water, and residents are going there. Shops are helping, but we've got a lot of businesses who are struggling immensely at this time. And yeah, I mean, most residents, myself included, have had about 2 showers in about a week. It's insanity.
And I know we can, like I say, we can joke about it as a means of survival to work through these things. I was involved quite heavily in the media campaign during our own water scarcity in Cape Town over that period a few years ago. It gets real very quickly. If you've got a baby at home, it gets real. If you've got young children at home, it gets real. If you've got a business to run, it gets real. Let's talk about the impact that you have seen, because it feels like it's starting to trickle into spaces when schools are having to stay closed. It's affecting absolutely everybody. What is the cost here? Can we tally up how much this is costing us and the impact that it's having within the communities?
Well, we spoke to a couple of business owners on Saturday. One gentleman who owns a bakery, he says that he's now having to buy commercial water. He issues about 400 cups of coffee in one morning. That's costing him thousands to just provide coffee to residents who should be paying for the coffee. He has to pay for his generator to keep power on. Kids, as we sit now, I've got residents saying that they can't send kids to school because the kids haven't bathed in over a week. I mean, it's I don't think we can tell you how much this is costing us, not to mention the fact that in Randburg, we have clinics, we have hospitals in addition to those schools that aren't opening at the moment because they need water to function and they don't have it. And the frightening thing is we had a plan, or we saw a plan for Joburg Water and Rand Water last night. It doesn't seem to have transpired this morning. Taps are still dry everywhere that we're checking in with our suburbs. And we don't know where else to turn. The entities don't seem to have a plan for this. We're now calling on the Premier. Does he have a plan? The Mayor hasn't been talking to residents. They've been calling on him. It's a really difficult situation at the moment.
I can feel the frustration. This is an area I grew up in. I spent most of my young life in as well, so I can actually visualize what you're talking about right now, and it really does hit hard. I think most importantly, if people want to be proactive, and I'm speaking to those that are opening their homes, those that have businesses that can step up, those that are forming the backbone of that community, that are responding, who do we contact? Who can people connect with if they have solutions or they have those vital emergencies or questions to ask?
Well, I think if you do have any solutions, it's always good to reach out to the local ward councillor in your various areas. Many of us have residential WhatsApp groups right across our ward, and those WhatsApp groups have been have been a massive godsend, because that's where residents are reaching out to one another, getting in touch with one another. If you can't shower here, there's a place where you can go to maybe get some water. We've actually seen queues outside houses where residents have boreholes, and it's just, the queues look, you'd be forgiven for thinking it's an election.
For sure, and I'm glad you ended with the E word there, because perhaps that'll be the fire to stoke in any party that is involved here, to stoke some action. Thank you so much for being the mouthpiece of a very, very frustrated community. These are South Africans that are going through a huge amount at the moment. And as I say, I know we joke about these things sometimes to bring a lighter side, but the bottom line is this is a basic human right. And when it starts to affect young children, it becomes a major, major issue. So if you are a company, a resident, someone who can mitigate and help, please reach out to your local ward councillor, and to all those South Africans that are doing that right now. Thank you, thank you, thank you for putting your hand up. Let's hope that a resolution is on the way soon.